Right, hanging out on a Saturday afternoon. If you're at home, dodging a few showers that are out there, but everybody's talking about Florence now, and there it sits on the satellite picture, winding around. You know, Florence did weaken, and now it's strengthening again. As a matter of fact, it's got 70-mile-per-hour winds. We're expecting it to become a hurricane. It's out of a shear area, and it's lighter shear. And the winds, it's moving to the west now at 5 miles per hour. So what's happening is there's a big ridge of high pressure up to the north, and it's driving that storm to the west. Very unusual. By the way, just for your enjoyment purposes, Isaac is now a tropical storm. That's brand new today. That is moving west, and that's more of a concern for the Caribbean islands. And Helene is going to drift to the northwest and hopefully stay east of that ridge, so it wouldn't be forced westward along the same path as Florence. But boy, have the tropics gotten active, although this is the peak time of the year when we're watching that. So the computer models on Hurricane Florence sitting right, or excuse me, Tropical Storm Florence, what's going to become a hurricane, sitting right here. If you've got high pressure up here, the storm is a low pressure system, and it can't, air cannot go from a low to a high. So this high acts as a big mountain of air and keeps it to the south. So as long as that dome of high pressure is up there, this system is just going to be going on the easterly winds, because down in the tropics, the winds normally blow west to east. Up here where we live, they blow west to east. Down there, they blow east to west, excuse me, but they're the easterlies. And so this is just following the winds. That's all a storm does, and it's avoiding any conflict, which everybody likes to do. So the high pressure system's a conflict, the big ridge of high pressure, so it's not going to go this way. So what it's going to do, at least the computer models are all saying, it's going to ride around that high, and this little line is just if the storm was continuing to move in the present course, so just ignore that one. That's kind of out to lunch right there. The big bright yellow line is the National Hurricane Center forecast, and you can see everything grouped around it. There are some outliers. This storm, I've seen these storms in the past look like they're heading right for the Outer Banks and then make a curve and miss us completely. So my preference would be to get this storm in here to hopefully miss us. The consensus track puts it here. Now, it's still way too early to get worried about, hey, what's going to happen in central North Carolina, because with these variation of tracks, you don't want to spend the next 2 days just doing nothing but concerned about what's going to happen in 4 days. It's Thursday when we'll take concern about this maybe hitting central North Carolina into Friday if it does follow this path. But obviously, if you know anybody along the coast, they're going to have to take precautions sooner rather than later. You see one of the paths heading toward Jacksonville, a couple more through Savannah. So what will happen, and this happens, every 6 hours, we will get a new computer model, and the models will change a little bit, and things will change. And the track that looks like it's here right now, I've seen over the years, in 2 days could be down in Florida, in 2 days could be out to sea. We just don't know. All right, so when you're talking to your friends tonight and doing everything on social media, did you hear that storm, major storm heading to North Carolina? Nah, not so quick, because we're not going to know that. We're doing 5 days out. In the past, we were never this far out with these forecasts. But the official forecast model, get on over here, there it is, this tropical storm. Right now, it's 70-mile-per-hour winds. This is the path that it has followed from off the coast of Africa, and we've been watching it for a week. And now it is going to be a Category 1 storm Sunday at 2 o'clock, a Category 3 storm, a major hurricane, on Monday. So that's the plan, is that this thing is not going to move much over the weekend. So once again, don't expect much different changes as we head over the weekend here. And you can see some rain showers here. Let me get back to that map, because for some reason, it is not showing the path that I wanted to show. So hold on 1 second there. The computer models, let's load it up, and we'll get it to work right here. We'll get it to work. So if anybody has any questions, go ahead and answer them or ask them, and we'll try to get back to them right now. But as far as central North Carolina goes, there's nothing that needs to be worried about at this time per se, because of the storm being so still far out to sea. But this looks like a pretty ominous path. But as it is now extending inland, you see the Category 4 storm coming. Remember where that yellow line ended? Right here. So this is as far as they're forecasting. They're not forecasting it to come ashore yet. They're forecasting it this far out. This is as far as the forecast goes. Almost wish we didn't have to see that, because that, of course, excites everybody. But 2 o'clock on Thursday, so that's what we're talking about Thursday. If there's a Category 4 storm off our coast, hopefully everybody will be evacuated by then and into South Carolina. And if this storm were to come ashore like this, that would be the follow the path of almost what I remember back in 1996, another F storm, Hurricane Fran. Although Fran came up from the Bahamas, it came up and came in this way over Raleigh. This storm, by the way, will 100% guarantee eventually have to pick up the westerlies and turn. It's going to happen. It might not do it till it hits West Virginia, right? We're hoping it happens before it hits North Carolina, but that's going to be the thing that we're going to be watching, or the upper level winds over the next couple of days. Once again, Sunday and Monday, we'll get you into next week, and then we'll start probably getting some issues out on Tuesday. If that storm is still on this path at Tuesday as a Category 4 storm, there will be all sorts of activities going on at our coast, and folks probably getting ready to put up hurricane watches and probably some hurricane warnings the next day on Wednesday, if in fact the storm continues to follow the path. But once again, the weather is very fickle. The atmosphere can change, so it's still too early to call if there's going to be a storm from what looks like here, south of Cape Hatteras, anywhere down to the Georgia-South Carolina border near Hilton Head. It's just too early to call at this time. So I just wanted to let you guys know that as you spend your Saturday afternoon wondering about it. This is the absolute latest on this, and we're going to know something more at 11, but probably not much difference. Don't expect to know that it's going to strike land tonight at 11. We're still a couple days away from that, and that's what the Hurricane Center has been telling me before they're going to make any definitive clause. It's just looking more and more likely like this storm is going to hit somewhere along the southeastern coast of the United States, really anywhere from Florida up through our Outer Banks by Thursday of the week coming up. So thanks for watching. We'll show this again on our news at 7 o'clock and have another update on our news at 11 when we do get that 11 o'clock observation in, and we'll see how the storm has changed, if anything. It probably be, we'll see if 70-mile-an-hour winds might be a hurricane by 11 o'clock tonight, so we'll check that out and be Hurricane Florence. But this is not a good-looking picture. We've been so lucky this whole season. But let's just not panic yet. Let's just wait and give it a couple more days. And if it doesn't change much, then we're going to get more and more confident that we're in for trouble by the middle to the end of next week, right along our coast and the South Carolina coast. But right now, just seeing these storms over 35-something years, it's still far enough out that anything could change, and could change this course by several hundred miles. So we'll just have to wait and see. And the intensity. Intensity is the hardest thing the Weather Service in Florida, Miami has to associate with. That's the hardest part of their forecast, is these storms really intensifying quick or not, and they're being off on their forecast. But right now, they've got it up to 140-mile-an-hour winds. That would be a major, major hurricane coming to the Carolinas on Thursday. So we'll stay on top of it. Thanks for checking us out on Facebook Live. Leave your comments below, and we'll check back with you later tonight. Have a good night.